So, professional speaking is one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done in my life. However, I also understand that it can be exceedingly frustrating to gain traction. And that is mostly because so many speakers fall into one very big trap, the commodity trap. And today I want to explain to you why you've fallen into that and how you can get your way out of it. Stick around. Hey, welcome to Lead Loud. My name is Richard Mulholland. I'm the founder and chief evangelist of Presentation Powerhouse Missing Link. Now, there is one question that I get asked honestly on a weekly basis by aspiring professional speakers who are struggling to gain traction. That is this: why am I not booking more gigs? And the tough love answer to this is quite simply that you are a stone's throw speaker. What does that mean? It means that I could throw a stone and hit somebody else that's talking about the kind of stuff you're doing. In fact, I had a great conversation around that in detail with two amazing thinkers in this space, Connor Neal and Seb Laura, which I will link up above for you to watch. But the real problem is we've been given bad advice, or we've been sold bad advice around one specific idea. And that is the idea technically of story. Now, I'm not going to war with stories. I love stories. I tell stories all the time when I'm a speaker. But in fact, the problem I have here is not the word story. It's the word your. You see, everybody thinks that their story is special. The problem is, as I discovered when searching for this image on Unsplash, everybody has a story. Right? Your story doesn't make you interesting. Now, I understand what has happened here. You were at a dinner party or an event and you were telling your story to somebody, and they came up to you after that fact and they said, "Oh my God, that story is so amazing. You should be a professional speaker. You should tell this on stage." And I understand it. We've seen this movie before, right? If any of you ever watched Pop Idols or American Idols or whatever it's called, you've seen that. It's the person who was told, "Oh my God, I love your voice. It's so good. You should go on to Idols. It's fantastic." It is fantastic, but it's not enough. There needs to be something different. We need to reframe it. Am I telling you to throw your story away? Absolutely not. It's going to form a big part of your keynote. It just cannot be the keynote itself. You see, the change I have to make in the speakers that we work with is almost always this. I have to turn them from someone who's saying, "I have a story to tell and need to figure out the point that I'm going to make with it." I have to change them from that to, "I have a point that I want to make. Now I need to figure out what story will back that up." Does that make sense? We have to move from thinking that it's our story that's the core to then having a point at the back end. What point will this story really make? Because the point is always be inspirational. Do what you can do. You can overcome this. You can do anything you put your mind to. Look, you can sell inspiration as a byproduct of your keynote, but it's not the keynote itself, right? I love inspiration, but inspiration is free. Then, you can get it on Goldcast. You don't have to go too far. You've got to be something more. Now, we divide speakers into about 9 categories, but loosely we break them down into 2. You're either an Olympiad or a journalist. Now, how do I know if I'm an Olympiad? That means in the field of the topic that you are talking about, not your field, in the field of the topic that you are talking about, you're an Olympic level athlete. So, if I'm talking about vulnerability, am I the world's leading authority on that? Or am I closer up there? Is my story enough credibility, that one thing that I did, to do that? Or am I simply adding anecdotal evidence to back up the hypotheses of others? If that is the case, then you are a journalist like me. You're somebody who has a point of view in the world, a unique point of view, right? That's different, that makes it special. And that unique point of view is backed up by some of your personal experiences, but of course, by other data as well. So the number one question I want somebody to answer for me when they try and join one of our speaking programs is, what's your hypothesis? What's your hypothesis? What is the idea that you think the world needs to know? And then we're going to get into, great, how are we going to back that up? If you happen to have a personal story to back it up, fantastic. But if you don't, it doesn't matter, because that's what research comes into it. One of my favorite speakers is Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell doesn't talk about ideas that he's an expert on. He is an expert on writing. He talks about ideas that he has researched, with rigor, to try and get to the heart of the message. So that's what we have to do. And if you're worried that, you don't have these brand new unique ideas, that's okay. There are no more unique ideas. These guys had them all, right? They've thought of everything. Every time I think I have a great new idea, some great has said it thousands of years ago. What I have is a unique point of view that makes that idea relevant for now, or I have a unique delivery style. Heck, if I look at my talks myself, my current kind of roster of them, I can kind of go through them and I realize all of them I have a unique point of view on, but has none of my one personal story in it, has two personal stories in it, has my hobby in it, but not so much a personal story in it, and has two personal stories in it. They're not my story, but my stories are supporting actors. It's all about that one little thing that we have to have that is your unique point of view. And if you think you have a unique point of view or you need help finding it, then by all means, feel free to book a call with us over at storytostage.co. And we would love to, as a team, help you carve that into something that's going to get you books. If, however, you're relying on your story, then I'm afraid, my friends, you're a stone's throw speaker and you will be booked by people that are a stone's throw away. But you deserve more, and your story deserves more than that. We just got to find the point that's going to make that happen. So, tough love from me, radical candor indeed, but I hope you'll find it helpful. And until next time, lead loud.